Okay, here we go. New series. This time it's 14 Minesweeper Variants, but now it's 14 Minesweeper Variants 2. We do ultimate mode. And I think I'm going to go the fast one, like before. So this option is for requiring everything on the sideboard, which I'm not going to do because that's a bit too much. Okay. I guess, yeah, I just don't really need to play vanilla. It gives me progress from 14MV1 for vanilla levels, because that's the only thing this game has in common with that other one. But anyway, okay, so I have two options. Horizontal, which is a different horizontal. Instead of being that two mines can't be horizontally adjacent, now they have to be horizontally adjacent. It's like the difference between triplet and triplet prime. Yeah, okay, so it needs to have a buddy horizontally, every mine. But you can have like rows of 3 or more, and so on. Okay. Okay. Is that too loud? Let me just adjust that to that. Okay. Okay, there's a 3, that's a 1. So that can't be mine. Because if it were, then it would need to have a buddy with it. But that would overload the 1, right? And that means this is a mine. It also needs a buddy, so it has to be there, so that 2 is gone. And now, this 3. So basically, if that isn't a mine, then those 3 would have to be. And that makes that guy have no buddy. So that's a mine. Okay. I think a similar thing happens with this, because this would happen, right? So that has to be a mine. Only one of these 3 can be. So that also means this and not that. Okay, what else we got? Oh, that means this can't be because it wouldn't be able to have a buddy. Okay, that does this. Oh, and that, of course. Okay. 2 mines left. One is with the 3, one is not with the 3. So, for example, if this isn't a mine, then one would have to be here, but the other one wouldn't be able to have a buddy. So this is a mine. And, yeah, similar reasoning for next. Okay. I'm gonna disable the free hint. I forgot about that. And we're not doing hints because we have automatic ultimate mode. Okay. So what I'm going to do is 3 of each board size for every variant, which means 12 of each variant. Okay, so we got that because it can't have a buddy, and same with that. Okay, that does this. Alright. Obviously. Okay, so this needs a buddy, and now this needs one more, so it has to be like that. That means this can't have one. Okay. Okay. Here and here as well. Okay, now vanilla reasoning. This is like that. That now has this. That requires this. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Yes, naturally. Yeah, okay. Alright, new size. Yep, okay. Okay. Yeah, just that. That's all I get. Whichever one of these it is, and it has to be one of them because this one, the one next to it will also be a mine, thereby covering the 2, so that's out. That's out, that's out. What else we got? Because these are like that. Ah, these 2 ones together. Yeah, okay. There we go. What? Oh, okay, we need 2 left. Those are the 2. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of pretty similar patterns every time. What is going on? Oh, yeah, it's just that. Okay. Okay, so it can't be that, because if it were, then that one would have to be 2, and that would be 4, that's 3. So it's one of those 2. Oh, but that means this, and also that for that, which means that information. Okay. Okay, that does this. This is now gone, therefore this and that. Right. Okay, here and here, here, and therefore, yeah, okay. What? Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just you gotta remember, like, anytime there's something that doesn't have a square open next to it, it's just not mine. Okay. Okay, first of all, we can't have those not be, because it would force this, which would leave that out of the buddy, right? So both of these have to be. And only one of these will have a partner. The other one will have to have a partner the other way, which means that can't be. Okay. And because of set arrangement, this will happen as well. Okay, that just does everything. Cool. This already has one next to it, so that can't be it. Okay. This can't be that, so it has to be like this. This, 1, 2, yeah, okay. This already has one, so obviously that can be, which forces that, which comes with this, and now that has everything, and, oh, there, and there. Right, okay. Okay, anything, yeah, like that. Because I know one of these 2 has to be, these 2 can't be, okay. This needs that, as usual. This, okay, obviously, therefore, okay. This needs one more, can't remember. Oh, that just has that, and therefore, what? Oh, jeez, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, of course, because of the 1, yeah. Therefore, okay. And then just like that, because this already has a buddy, I don't need to give it 1. Okay, now, oh, these are, yeah, okay. Therefore, that's also safe, here we go. Okay, for one, yeah, obviously. Second of all, yes. Alright. Okay, so this 4 will have 1 in one of those two squares, which is the 2 already has 1, which means that one can't be. Okay. There are 4 mines left, and that is what's going on here. Okay, so there has to be 1 here and 1 in one of those two. In either case, those will need to have buddies with them. So all of those squares could be mines. Okay, there's that, which also covers this, which does that, and now, okay. Okay. So because one of these two has to be a mine, it'll be like that or like that, thereby giving this 1 mine. Oh, but because that can happen... Ooh. Oh, it's just this, because it has nothing next to it. Okay, this needs that to happen. Therefore, either this is over here, in which case we need this to happen. Oh, yeah, okay. So either way this happens. Yeah, okay. This 2 needs 1 more, exactly 1 more specifically, so it has to be that one. Yep, that as usual, therefore that. This, one of these two, so that one has to be, and that makes that happen. Okay. Yes, alright. Therefore this. Now what are we looking at? Oh, that's next to an edge. Oh, okay. Two left. Okay. There's 2 left. One of them has to be here. So this could go over to here, but it wouldn't be able to make it to that one, so that one's gone. And since I only have 1 left after this one, which like could potentially be there, for example, I could put 1 here, but I wouldn't be able to put a second one into this, so that's not anything. Alright, there. 2 left, therefore it is these 2. Okay, well, that is a lot of stuff. Okay, oh, this can't be either then. Okay. And what exactly is going on here? Ah, if these 2 were them, then these would be gone, and these wouldn't have anybody with them, so they couldn't be either, but then this one wouldn't have anything. Yeah, okay. That's a 2, this has to go like that. This 3 says 2 of these 3 must be, who knows which 2 though? This 2, okay, this 2 can only have 1 mine next to it, because 1 has to be down here. So that can't be it, and that forces the 3 to have this, which also kills that. And now that's gone. And so, oh, that 3 gives those 2. Yep, okay. It can't be both of these, so those are gone. Therefore, it's those 2. This can't have 1 there because it would need a second one, and that would make 4 on the 3, which is not allowed. This 2, similar reasons, that can't be it. This 2, it's either both of these or both of those. I think it's unknown which of those 2 options it is. But for example, if this was a mine, then both of these would be gone, and that would make it so this 2 would not be able to deal, because these wouldn't have places for a buddy. So this can't be a mine, and therefore that can't be either, therefore that has to be, and therefore that has to be. Okay. Alright. Nice. It's happening. Okay. What else we got? We got that, and what else? That. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. For example, if this isn't 1, then that can't be 1 either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the one that has to be. Okay. This, okay. This needs 1 more here, this needs 1 here. 4 mines left, so 1 is here, 2 are within those 3, so we have 1 more after that, which means we can't have them be in here, because they wouldn't have buddies. Which means there has to be 1 there. 3 left out of these 5. Okay. Of course, for example, if this is 1, then that's gone. And then with 2 left, it would have to go like this. Yeah. But if this is gone, then that's in, and that doesn't have a place for a buddy, so those 2 would be in like that. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's got to be 2 here. Yeah, no. But this causes problems, right? Because this would force this. Should do that, and now that can only have 1. Yeah, okay. So that's the problem. This already has 1 there, but it can't kill everything here. So these 2 have to be gone. And this has to be in, which means that has to be 1. Okay, there we go. Therefore, all of that. Alright, here you go. Nah, I can't really do anything with that, can I? Can I? I mean, like, if this is mine, then... no. Well, that would just do this. Right? Yeah. That's all that would happen. And that is exactly opposite, isn't it? Oh, hold on. No, that's a contradiction. This guy doesn't have a buddy. So actually, well... Huh? Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, fine. Okay, so... No idea. If that isn't a mine, that has to be one. Because of this. Which means... No, not that. This. Which means that's gone. Which means you have this regardless. So it's always these 4 and those 2 ones. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, let's see. You can't have anything directly below these, which means they both have to be like that. Oh, 2 left. 2 left. 1 of them has to be here. So anything that isn't in range of something else already has to be gone. Okay. Okay, reasoning here is this has 2 up here. This 2 has to have 2 in its range, so... And you already know 1 has to be in here because there has to be 1 from this 2 that isn't in range of that 1 right here. So there has to be 1 up here, which will be the 3rd one on this 3, which will kill both of those squares, and that's how I know those were dead. And obviously, like, okay, if this was a mine, then like all of these would be dead, and now this 2 would have to put 2 here, but the 1 would be like, you can't do that. And there you go, okay. Oh, and these are near the edge, so those are done for. Okay, yes, certainly so. And for this, as well as that. Okay, that has 2 already. It needs 1 more up there. What? Oh, it already had 1. Okay. Oh, it already has 1 right there. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, Whew. Okay, right, that means if this happens, then it can only have 1 in here, which means it wouldn't have a buddy. So that's not possible. Furthermore, it needs 2 in this row, which means it has to have the middle. Okay. 3 left. So both of these have to be, so do that. Okay. There we go. Done with that. 23 minutes in to do that. Alright, so now let's go to the other side. Clue-based rules. It's called cross, which was a variant back in 14 Minesweeper Variants 1. But it's completely different this time. This time, you get 2 numbers in each cell. 1 represents how many are in the shaded squares, and the other represents how many in the non-shaded squares. But it doesn't tell you which number corresponds to which. So it's possible that this 3 on the right could mean the black squares, but it could also mean the gray squares, as we see there. Okay. Okay. So this 1, 2, yeah, because that's, okay, first of all. Okay. So there has to be 1 here. 1 of these 2 has to be, so that means neither of those can be. Okay. Right, because this is a 0, 1, so 1 of the colors has to be 0, the other color has to be 1, but I know 1 of these 2 has to be because of this 1, 2, because the 1 has to be the light squares, because there's only 1 light square, and the dark squares are 2, but like, yeah, okay. Interesting. This 1, 2, the 0, 1, so the 0, 1 requires 1 of these 2 to be, it doesn't tell you which one, because you don't know what's light and what's dark. This 1, 2 also has 1 of each, so it just needs 1 more of any color to finish that up. But it will get that from the 0, 1, which means that can't be. Okay. This 2, 3, it has 3 of each type of square, so there's only 1 square here that isn't a mine. And that square is 1 of these 2 because the 0, 1 can only have 1 mine in its range, which also means that that cannot be. And all of these have to be, which does this, yes. Okay. 0, 2, so there is only 1 color that has 2 open spaces. Okay, yep, alright. 2, 2, 1, 1. So that means this thing needs 1 of each color in those 3 squares, because there can only be 1 of each color in these 4 here, and that means this can't have any here? What? Are you, what? Oh! Wow, okay, yeah, I just did not even consider the possibility that this could have 2 mines here, like this, and that's like the 2 for the light squares, but then this could just have its 1 for the light square there. I thought they just had like completely overlap here, with 1 of each, and then 1 of each. But no, you can have 2 and 1, and then 0 and, or 1 and 1, and, okay. But that means these dark squares can't be because there aren't 2 dark squares here, and that also means that has to be. Okay, there we go. 1 and 3, the light squares have to be the 3, and the dark squares have to be the 1. But of course, this 1, 1 says that only one of those 2 light squares can be, which first of all means that can't be, and second of all means those 2 have to be. Okay. Now I know one of these 2 dark squares has to be. Okay, the 0, 1. So one of 2 things can happen. Either this 2 is the dark squares, which does this, and also kills all of that, thereby doing this as well. Okay. That's one option. The other possibility is that this has the light squares as its as the 2, and the dark squares is the 0, which will do this. So save, save, save. What? Oh wow, I missed the fact that this 0, 2 could hit this square right here. But the point is, I guess this would have to be 1, and the other one would have to be one of those 2, which still would kill both of those. And luckily I clicked in that order, because had I not, I would have gotten it wrong. Okay. Wait, why does that force that to not be? It doesn't. I'm just stupid. Okay, well, that was a lot of mistakes to happen, and I just got lucky. Okay. Was not really paying too close attention to what was going on there, and almost got burned for it. Alright, this and that. Okay. Okay, so 1, well, let's see. Okay, so 3 of these 4 have to be around this guy. Only one of these 2, wait, 2 of these, but only one of them, those can be. So it's like this, and therefore that. Okay, and then it's just going to cascade. Yeah. Okay, 0, 2, yeah. Alright, 0, 1, 1, 2, no. 1, 1, yeah, okay. Okay. Ooh, 1, 4. A 4 means that every thing of that color, but you don't know which color is the 4, I guess, is the issue here. Now this 0, 2. 1, 2. It already has the 2. So it's possible that this could happen, which would do this. And that would tell me nothing further from that, okay? Ooh, oh, hold on. Okay, so if this is a mine, that would kill all of these, right? And since that's dead, the black has to be the 4. But now this has 3. So, rip that square. Okay. Okay, this is 0, 1. With that 0, 1, whatever 1 this has to cover itself will also cover that. So that's gone. Now, that means that this is a mine. It would kill both of these, and this guy would have nothing for that 1. So that's not it. That gives me that information. Okay. This is 0, 2. So one of these has to be. One of these has to be, so that means neither of these can be. 2, 3. This already has a 2, but it could have more. Okay. So if this isn't it, then it forces this to happen, and this also has to be a 4, so we have it like that, and okay, that's possible. Okay, here we go. If that's a mine, then there can only be 2 among these 3. Oh, but that means that there's 0 among those, which does this, which then does that, which is a lot. But if these are gone, both of these are in. So, in particular, that's always a mine, that's always not. This is always a mine. That's always not, that's always a mine. Okay. Anything else lined up that I need to erase? No. Okay. Now, what new information did I get? Ah, it conflicted with the X. So that means, well, it means that, which means that, and okay. So I think all of my markings are now done with, and we have that as well. Okay. Okay, this is 0, 1. Alright, so obviously that, therefore this. Okay, sure. Okay. That means, no, it doesn't mean anything. That means that, though. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay. Sure. Okay, yep, alright. One of these 2, therefore not that one. Here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, and this, nope. Ah, I see, yes. Because this has to have at least one of those 2 be, and as soon as this has 1 mine on a dark square, that can't be the 0, so the 0 has to be the light squares. Alright, yeah, easy. Okay. Sure. One of these 2, therefore one of those 2. This needs to have 3 among here. But this needs to have only 1 there, therefore both of these have to be, and therefore since one of those 2 are, that can't be. Okay. Okay, one of these 2 are, but only one of those 2 are, which means the 3 has to be the dark squares. Okay. And that means that can't be either. Alright. There's 1 left, so it can't be that one, because this needs 1 there. That's gone, and there we go. Okay. Okay. Here. But, okay. No. Okay, sure. Right. It's really just click the clues until they work. Okay. Some thinking required now, apparently. Alright, so this says that one of those 2 has to be. This is a 2, 3, so it needs a total of 5 mines. Ah. So there's 1 more missing among those. Ah, but this 1, 2 says there can only be 3 among these 3, which means that since this requires to have 3 among those 3, none of these can be. Alright, there we go. This says that, but then, okay. Oh, but if one of those 2 has to be, specifically one of those has to not be, this needs to have 3, so that it's like that. That is the 3. No, there's 1 here and 1 there. Okay. This 1, 2 says I need 1 of those 2 to be. This 1, 2 says I need 1 of those 2 to be. This 2, 2 says I need 1 of those 2 to be. This 1, 3 says, well, that needs to be the 3rd one, obviously. And then this has to just be 1, but that 1 is there, so it can't be there, and therefore, okay. Okay, 1, 1 is 0, 2. for example, well, you can't, like, if this is a mine, then one of these two also has to be, but this would have one of each color, which means there isn't a 0, but there is a 0, so you're gone. This, one of them has to be, oh yeah, and so that means the 0 is the black, because the gray is required to have 1 here because of this 1, 1. So the black is the 0, yes. Alright, one of these two, one of these two, that means that can't be. It similarly means, no, it doesn't mean that can't be though. Wait, no, because one of these two has to be. Whichever one will cancel the other one. Like, okay, for example, like this will cancel that, and then that would get rid of that, so that would have to be, and then that's gone. So yeah, no matter what, this is gone. Okay. I was right the first time, kind of, but for the wrong reason? Something like that. Okay, this, okay, obviously. This two, only one of these two can be, so that has to be, yeah, alright. Oh, that's nice of you to do. Game? Oh, it's happening. Okay, one of these two has to be, so that one has to be. Okay, well. Alright, one of these two, therefore that one also, yes. Okay, here we go. Things are happening. Okay, yeah. This is 0, 1, so this. 0, 2, this is 1, 1. I know one of these two has to be, therefore the other one has to be on the blacks, but this could be here and take those out. But if, for example, one of these two has to not, so that has to be the 1, which means this 3 has to be the grays, which means yes, okay. Nope, still possible for that to happen, but obviously that's not. This is a 0, 2 again. Right, this 0, 2 forces at least one of those two to be, so the 2 has to be the black square, so it means the 0 is the gray. That gives this, which does that, and now, oh, okay, cool. 1 here, 1 there, okay. Nothing surprising about that. This can only have 1 here, which means that has to be 1 there. Wait, no, this could have 1 here, and that would be both there, and that would be fine. Would it? Yeah, it would be completely fine, yeah. This 0, 2, yeah, no, okay. Just gonna have to start assuming stuff and seeing what falls out. That's not on. I think that's all I get from that, really, though. Yeah. Okay, otherwise, you have this, therefore not that, and then, oh, jeez, dude, okay, hold on, this 2 says, since there's 1 here because of this 2 needs 1 more here, but this only has 1 in these 3 squares, so if this were mine, it would kill both of those, which would start this eventually, so that, yeah. Since only 1 can be here, both of these have to be. Oh, and that gives me all of this. Okay, well. Okay, 1 left, so not that one. There we go. 2x prime 5 by 5. Oh, so I already got a question mark, which is number of mines in colored cells or the non-colored cells. Okay, that's pretty funny. Anyway, let's do the 8 by 8. The board is so big. Okay, yeah, but this way I'll unlock all the hidden bonus variants as I go through the first time, which might be nice to have. And then when I unlock plus prime, they'll just all be there, which will be pretty cool. This will be a more even way of completing the game, as opposed to last time where I just kind of like rushed through everything. Alright. This is a 1 and a 3. This is a 2 and a 3. I suspect, well, 0, 2. Hold on. Okay. So, in particular, for example, if this is a mine here, then these are all gone. But then this 1, 3 would be forced to have a 3 somewhere, and the only thing that could have 3 is this. But now that puts 3 around this 0, 2. So for that reason, these are gone. And so it's either both of these, in which case that happens, or it's both of, or wait, not necessarily. Dang it, okay. I wonder what the one required mine is. Like if this is a mine, then these are gone. Therefore one of these are and both of these are, and then that would be, but what if this isn't one? Then it would need 3 along here. So at least one of these 2 gray squares would have to be in mine, thereby eliminating both of these, and then this wouldn't have a 1. So that's the issue. It's that. Okay. Now, if this is a mine, then all of these are gone, which means in order to have 2, we would need those. This is gone, then it's just one of those 2, which is fine. But nope, that's actually just completely fine. Okay. But I think what a, well, wait, no, that wouldn't change anything, would it? Okay, but if this were here, then this would be like that. Well, then it'd just do this and be like that. It'd be completely fine. And, no, it wouldn't. Haha. That means this, which means that, which means something somewhere. Okay, cool. There's 2 and there's 3. Okay, it needs. Okay, one of these 3 has to be. Because obviously, like, okay, that would be a 4th mine, 2 plus 3 is 5, so it would need specifically one of these dark squares, right? Because it already has 3 light squares. So, and the 0, 1 can only have 1 mine total around it. So, yeah. That does this. Okay, sure. Yep, just keep going. Oh, it stopped. Okay. This needs, wait, oh, it could have one of those too. Okay. So let's say it's this, then this is out, then both of these are in, right? But now this is a 2, 3, and it has 2 dark squares. There are only 2, or it has 2 light squares. There are only 2 dark squares left, so that has to be the 2, and that means one of these has to be, which would kill both of those. But that's all it would do. Okay. There was a square that I didn't mark. Okay. Otherwise, this isn't 1, and that means that one is. And now, this has 1 and 1. It needs 1 of one type and 2 of another type. But this 1, 3 can have, well, it could be 2 of these or 2 of these, and then the other one would have 1. Oh, but for example, if it was 2 grays and 1 black, that would make 2 and 2 for it, which is not possible. So actually it would force this, and then one of these would be, and again these would have to not be. So you're looking at this happening. Okay. Probably don't need those markings. They're probably not useful anymore. 0, 2. This is 1, 3, so one of these 2 grays has to be at least, therefore these blacks are gone. Only one of these 2 can be there, for both of these has to be, therefore that's gone, therefore this is here. And if that happens, no, that's actually all I got. 2 left. They are around this, therefore that can't be, therefore that has to be, and that can't be either. There we go, okay. So if this has one in these three, it would eliminate all of these squares. This would have one of each color, but it needs 0 of one and 2 of another, which doesn't work, so none of those. This is a 1 of 1, so there's that. This is a 1 of 2. That means there has to be one black here, and that means these are all gone. And so this is like the opposite corners. It would have to be. Right, yeah, because, oh, and that means one of these two has to be. Wait, no, because it could be like this, and then these are gone, and now it's like that or something. Yeah. And then one of those could be, okay. So that's completely possible. All right. I was about to do something completely wrong. Okay, so this 1 and 2. No, that doesn't have to be. Wait, hold on. So what if like this happens, right? Then all these are gone. And now this 1, 2 has to be like this. And that means that happens. Now this 2, 2 will need both of those, and now that's a problem. So there we go. But I think if this were to happen, that's possible, right? Oh, well that does this for 1. Okay. This would force that to happen. This 1, 2 would now be forced like this. The 0, 3 would go like that. Oh wait, no, that's a 2, 2. So actually, okay, it would be like that. Oh, and if that's gone, then that's in, obviously. Okay. Okay, so if that's not it, then, well, one of these two is. Which means, well, let's just say that is this one. Then that's gone. This needs a 1 and a 2, so that has to be the 1. But one of these would have to be, which would still eliminate these, and this would be forced, and that's gone, so that 2, 2's dead. So actually, it's like that, okay? Which means if that isn't, this is. And if this is, still one of these two has to be, just regardless. Because either this is the 2, and yeah, so no matter what, that happens. And then that also means this happens no matter what. Okay, cool. 1 and 3, that just does that, which means all of my markings are now, okay, completed. Okay. One of these two, oh, that's gone. This is a 2, 3, it needs, oh, here, there, that'll do stuff. Okay. Alright, no. One of these two, okay, so that's gone, so that means all those are in, so that's that, and now this does this. That's one of these two, so it can't be that. This has, this 1, 3 maybe? No. The 2, 3? Okay, yeah, nice. Alright, here, here, here. Okay. One more, and we're done with this variant. Okay, let's see. No, it's possible. Okay, so let's just say this for now. That means one of those two. It also means this, which means all these are gone. Okay, kind of a lot of consequences for something like that. Now, pretty much the same exact thing would happen if this was 1, so I'll just erase these two. Now the alternative possibility is that this happens, which means that's gone, and, well, nope, doesn't mean that actually. But one of those two has to be in this case. So these are all gone. And in fact, that's just always the case. Okay, cool. This has to be like that. So now, yeah. Okay. Here, oh. Only one of these two can be, therefore this is a 1, so that is a 1. Alright. It's one of these two, it's one of those two. This is a 1, 3, but this can't be the 3, so since it's one of those two, it's both of these two, which means that's gone, which means this and that. And now all of this stuff happens. Okay. This 1, 1. Yep. Okay. Therefore, all right. You have that now. This is new. Okay. It's just one of those two. This means one of those two, but this. Okay. Yeah. Here, here, there. Nope. Okay. Sure. Alright, alright. Okay, so that is cross in the second game. I guess we can move to another variant. Probably not going to complete it, but connected. It's a different kind of connected, because now... Oh, okay, they say orthogonally now. Okay. Yeah, the wording was a bit confusing, but yeah, they definitely fixed that up. Okay. So they mean orthogonally to mean, like, only horizontally and vertically. And then diagonally is, like, opposite diagonal. Right? Okay. So every region that is connected to itself orthogonally has to be a rectangle. So if you have regions like this, they can't be, like, that's not allowed because it needs to be a rectangle, which means like that one would have to be, but then because this is here, that would like make it not a rectangle anymore because it would orthogonally connect this group to that group. And then each individual group, which has to be a rectangle, has to be connected to the other groups diagonally. So, like, the set of groups has to be reached to every other group by a diagonal path through other groups and stuff, okay? And that's how it goes. Alright, so, for example, if this is not a mine... no. If this is not a mine, then it would force all of these to be, but now that forms a orthogonally connected group that cannot be a rectangle. So, that has to be mine, and similarly, so does both of those. Okay. Now... because these two are mines, if this was a mine, it would make a group that isn't a rectangle, so that can't be. If this were a mine, it would not be able to diagonally connect to anything else, because everything else around it would be killed. Now maybe if this were a mine, then that would have to be. So it would have to kind of try to escape this way, but then it wouldn't be able to because this 3 would stop it. Okay, so that can't be mine. So if this were a mine, then that would happen. Okay, that's fine. This would be gone. And then... there's a lot of possibilities here, isn't there? Okay, but like if that isn't one, then one of those two has to be... yeah, so, okay. There it is. So obviously that can't be, because it would make a orthogonally connected group that's not a rectangle. Okay, there we go. Now that that's gone... no, I don't know. What if this isn't one? Then, like, this would happen? But then it would have to connect up with this other stuff. So now that this isn't a possibility for this to connect to that, you kind of would have to go through this 3 like that to connect up. But that would make 4 on this 3, so that can't be, which means that has to be mine. Okay. And if... now this has to escape, so it has to be like that. These are all connected now, so that's all fine. But this, since this 3 already has 2 mines, this would be trapped. This needs to have 2. It cannot be both of those because this 3 can't have 2 more, so it has to be this one. This has to escape, which means that happens, and then... okay, cool. A 0, alright. This 1 says that that has to be. Now, this 2 says that that can't be. This 4, okay, so there's gonna have to be a mine somewhere in here, which means this is going to have to connect up with that group in some fashion. The only way for it to do that is through this square right here, so that square has to be a mine. Okay, this 4, no, not quite. Oh, because this 4 has, with the shared regions of 4, vanilla reasoning dictates that because this 4 has one mine out of reach of the shared zone between the two 4s, that means this 4 also has to have one mine outside the reach of the shared zone of the two 4s, which there's only one place for that to be, which is here. And this also means that this 4 cannot have any more than one mine in its zone outside of the shared zone between the two 4s. And now that means that this mine has to provide the bridge between this group and the group that will end up here from this 1, and therefore it has to connect the two like this. And, I mean, furthermore, if this was a mine, it would make a orthogonally connected region, which is not a rectangle, so obviously that's out. What else? If this were a mine, then in order to make a like this 1 would force one of these two to be a mine, but in order to make a rectangle, it would have to be both of them. But if it were both, then there'd be 2 on the 1, and that's not allowed, so we can't have that. Okay. Ooh, if this is the case, then in order for this to connect up to that, it needs to go upward. But if it goes up, then it will have to do so as a rectangle. And now, in order to finish the rectangle, you need a third mine there. So 1, 2, 3. And then obviously it can't extend any higher because this would block it from doing so. And so this can't be, because it would make the orthogonally connected region not a rectangle. Okay. Furthermore, this 4 now says that, and there we go. Okay. We'll probably do one more. Alright. Okay. So because of this 1 right here, there can only be 1 in those 2 squares, which means that this had to be a mine. Oh, and because of this 3, this one already was, so to complete the rectangle, I had to add this mine in, yeah. And then obviously this can't be because it would kill both of those squares, which would be a problem, right? And this 1 says that both of these are gone, and that means this can't be because this rectangle can't extend any farther left, so you can't have anything orthogonally connected to it in that direction, which means that 3 says that that has to be a mine. Now this 3, because of this 1, there needs to be one here, which would be the third on this 3, so that one can't be, and that means this rectangle can't extend any higher, so that can't be either. The 5, okay, so if this is not a mine, then all 3 is 3 have to be because of the 5. And then this 4 would be like, I already have 4 mines. You can't go there. And now they cannot, this group cannot connect up with that group, and it's over. So that's a mine. Second of all, if this isn't a mine, then that would force both of these to be. That forms an orthogonally connected region, which is not a rectangle, therefore that is a mine. And now, so either if this isn't a mine, then that has to be, which would kill that as well, but then this group needs to connect up with the rest of the groups, so that would have to be, right? Oh, I guess, okay, the reasoning, there's only one safe square left, so the point is, if that's a mine, this 4 now has 4 mines. And now this group is trapped, so no group for you. Okay. Yep. Okay. 59 minutes. If I do another one, it probably will go over, and let's just not go over, okay? I can wrap up with whatever. Okay, so we did a lot of stuff, right? Yeah, 27. Yeah, 1, 2, yeah, 3. Yeah, I did 3 of each of the things that has been completed. So like 12, another 12, and then the 3 there. Alright. Yeah, basic stuff is not too hard for me at this point. Alright, so that was kind of decent. Okay. Just to clarify, I suppose, people might not know this, but this is 14 Minesweeper Variants 2, which is the sequel to 14 Minesweeper Variants.
which has more variants. Yeah, that's what's going on. So I'm starting a new series of that game, which is different than the other game that I had on that other series. It's not the same game, even though it kind of is the same game. It's basically the same main concept, just again, and it's just different variants this time. But there is some really cool stuff that shows up later that I happen to see on my file that I use to unlock Ultimate Mode. There's some really cool stuff. Okay, it's crazy. Stuff the likes of which you've never even seen in 14 Minesweeper Variants 1. Okay, anyway, that's gonna be it for today. So this is the start of a new series. Here it comes. All right, thanks for watching. Void out.